Slap that smile off your face.
I wasn't smiling.
Yeah, sure.
Was I smiling?
I don't know.
Mr. Always Right was wrong. Again.
That's not always right. I'm mostly right.
I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
I'm always right when Molly tells me I am.
I was going to sit sideways because his legs are like this.
Well, yeah, yours that way?
No.
You just start slowly rubbing his legs, he'll close it.
Yeah, let me get my legs inside. Here we go.
That's better.
Yeah.
Chumming with the spirits, knocking on the unknown. Round the fire we tell tales of the places we've gone. Raise your glass for the things we can't see. Three fools just drifting in eternity.
Welcome to this edition of Chumming with the Spirits Halloween Special 2025 edition. Today, we're going to talk about the oldest house in Kansas City, nonetheless. Notoriously active for paranormal activity. That's the Harris-Kearney House in
Never been
Westport. It's actually where all three of us met.
Yes. Yeah, officially. Yeah.
So, officially.
The beginnings, the pre-dawn.
The pre-dawn.
Of Chumming with the Spirits, yeah.
This is when we were just with the spirits.
Yeah, so a brief history of that. You were with True Ghost Stories at that time.
Spooks.
Or was it Spooks? I'm sorry, it was Spooks. And
that's pre-True Ghost Stories. Yeah.
And the guy that was kind of head of that was Rick Park, and you were with his team, and I knew Rick because he was a client. At the same time, Jeremy was a client as well. In the electrical, let's get that out, in the electrical business and automation world. And
you did a mean lap dance.
Stays in the dark.
So me and Rick became pretty good friends. We were talking about my Stanley stay with Juan, which you guys have met. And he invited me to come do an investigation. He said, bring some people. Started talking to Jeremy at JD. Sorry about that, JD. And we were talking about things. So I invited JD. So,
And your son was there?
Both my sons. And you brought your sister, if I remember.
My sister was there too, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, and Lisa was there from PRI. It ended up being, and then you also had...
Lisa's friend, sorry.
Yeah, that girl.
But and there was also somebody else, Tammy and...
No, that's true. There was a lot of people at EVP. Yeah, there was a lot of people for such a small place.
Because we ended up doing it another time. Though.
Was it? We did do it.
We did it twice, but that first time
we had a ton of people there.
But before we get into it, we forgot to take our obligatory
We didn't forget.
shot.
We're just kind of leading up the story.
We're
Cheers, everyone.
pretty chummy.
Be responsible.
There.
We do have breathalyzers.
We do have breathalyzers that we should pull out here at the end.
At the end, we'll see where we're at the end.
Yeah, that way we see if someone needs to go home or not.
See if we need to do another wax story.
So, before we get into it, I want everybody to watch this little quick explanation of the history behind the house put on to you by, that's the wrong phrasing, talked to about by Elena's husband, who is the former president of the Westport Historical Society. She's moved on to other things now, but her husband was very big into history and everything. So take a listen to this, and we'll be right back.
5 hours later.
It looked like a long interview.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Quick.
And this house was constructed in two portions. The first part that you'll be in tonight is the 1855 portion of the house. And interestingly enough, we have a picture of it here, and you can see the veranda that's outside the window here by us. and that's the 1873 portion of the house. The 1855 part is over here behind the tree. That house was constructed by a fellow by the name of John Harris, who was an entrepreneur here in Westport and was kind of a Conrad Hilton of the day. He had made his money in real estate and in hotels. And his hotel was downtown in the village of Westport. It was the most imposing structure on the frontier at the time in 1853. It was a 3-story brick structure. He built this house as his third house here in Westport. The first one was when he arrived here in 1832, was about a block and a half to the east of us here. But the house stood then not in its present location. Actually, it moved. We have a picture of the moving of the house. It originally stood in the middle of where Main Street and Westport Road intersect. And they didn't intersect at a square as it does today. It went at a diagonal, so you'll see buildings over there that face the original out of Main Street. And the house stood there facing not the direction right now of east, but the 1855 portion stood facing north and west. If you've seen the Bingham picture of order number 11, we think that that picture, that house that's portrayed there by Bingham, uses the 1855 portion as the structure or the model.
How long did it take to move it?
This house was moved, it's been at this location longer than it was in its original one. The house was moved in 1922 for urban renewal purposes, and the family members moved it to the present location where we're seated tonight. And it took probably about a day and a half to move it. The people that moved it actually still have the company here in town that do this type of work. But in any event, this house was the first urban or historic preservation effort here in Kansas City. During the Civil War, the family left here, and it was somewhat semi-abandoned because the Harrises went back to the hotel because they wanted to be close to their business because things were very unsettled in Westport at that time. So what happened was the house was somewhat vacant, and we believe, and there may be some spirits to back that up, we believe that a fellow by the name of Jennison, who was notorious in these parts as a jayhawker or a bad guy for the Union, was using this structure as his lookout. When it was located across the way in Main Street, it's actually, if you go out in the middle of Main Street, you can see all the way down to the riverfront, which is about 4 miles away. And so it's a very good lookout point, if you will. And that is the history of the house through the Civil War. One of the granddaughters, watched the Battle of Westport from the bedroom, the south bedroom, through those windows. And again, remember that the house has been rotated 90 degrees, so it was actually looking off this direction today across what we call Loose Park as part of the Battle of Westport in October of 1864. And she recorded later on in her diary about the events that had happened there.
After that story with the history of how it's one of the oldest, and it's been moved.
Yeah, which was a phenomenal feat for how they did it back in the day.
You moved where it's at.
Pulling it on logs and then pulling the log out and moving the logs.
And
It was
it's a nice, it's not a small house. I mean, it's a decent sized house.
So the original house that was moved was
Just the back half,
just the
where the foyer and those two.
yeah. So it didn't have the long.
Hallway to the other room.
Yeah, it was basically cut off where the bedrooms are.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that small portion. So all that was an extension added on later in time. One of the most interesting stories about the place, though, and I'm going to butcher this, I know, because it's been so long since I've talked about it, but
How long ago was that? That was like
8 years ago or so.
I was going to say around 8 years ago.
It was either Mr. Harris or Mr. Kearney had a run-in with during the Civil War with one of the sides. I want to say it was the South, the non-Union, or it was
The Confederates.
Confederates. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where they came and asked if he was involved with anything, and they actually shot and thought they killed him but the bullets went through his
Jacket,
what do they call them?
Lapel?
No, the long
long coats,
trench coats.
Trench coat.
Trench coats.
trench coat.
Trench coats. And
There's a drench.
he survived the incident and left with his slaves. Left the family and children there. Left with his slaves because they would have been easier to start up again and create a life than with his family.
Wow.
And again, I could be completely butchering this as of who it was. But I
was just going to come and haunt you.
I thought it was weird that he would have left with his slaves instead of his family because
So normally you would have left with the people that can make you money, start your new area, and then
bring
your
them in.
family. Because it is hard to do upstart.
Then call for your family once you get settled, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Because
that's
they're
how
more
you get to know
likely.
which is
Well, yeah, but that's also. I mean, keep in mind, a family without the father there is more likely going to be left alone.
Yeah.
Because they're going to assume they're during the wartime they're away, versus him being there. And then they also thought he was murdered. So
and it would have made sense if it was the Confederacy that was questioning him. If he leaves with slaves, that gives him a little more leeway to get through like checkpoints.
And back in the day, the husband sometimes would leave with the son or whatever and go make the family fortune, get settled in a new location, then call for the family to come to them. So that was the way things were done back then.
because you have less.
Not that I remember that.
Sure.
Don't
Anyway,
look at me. Oh, hey, kids.
He's up there, homesteader.
You giggled.
I just giggled.
Wagons.
You're no spring chicken.
No, I'm old.
Yeah, well, you're getting there. Anyway,
So yeah, I mean, this place. Ever since the first time we went there, I mean, we've been there. Spooks, Rick and I, been there probably a couple dozen times.
oh,
Please.
you lived there, right?
Yeah, we know.
I mean, because you guys were doing the standard investigations there for.
in classes every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably 30 or 40 times.
Yeah, I would say easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
You pretty much got activity almost every time.
Every time. And some of the activity never repeated itself, and some of it escalated.
Do you think the activity happened because you were there so much?
You got more familiar with
it
you.
is familiar with you.
No, because I will, if you want me to get into it, specifics.
If we had like some form of video recording and we talk about stuff like this, I don't know why we wanted you to get into it.
No, but the escalation, I wanted to kind of talk about that. So we had taken kind of a hiatus from investigating this place for a little less than a year or so. And during that time span, something interesting happened. And it continued once we came back and investigated more. So, at a certain point in the timing of this place being open as a historical place and paranormal, they started to acquire these dress forms that they would display in the main room, I guess, on the second floor.
Yeah,
I call it the dress room.
It's like almost like a ballroom.
Yeah. Activity room,
Gathering room.
gathering room. Yeah.
The green room.
Well, one night, and this is all in the Parachum Chronicles Volume 1 book that's for sale on our website, cwtspodcast.com.
Shameless plug. I
Oh,
love
hey,
it. That's
okay.
great.
And on Amazon.com.
And I'm shot
On Amazon.com. If you'd like it signed, get it off our website.
for the same price.
Oh, I think you're saying just buy it, get it off the website.
Okay, just get it off the website.
Should we just get rid of this, please?
So, one night, Elena was called by dispatch saying that there's cops being sent out. The alarms have gone off. She's like, don't send any cops because she has to pay when they show up.
Yeah.
She shows up. She's like, I'll show up. I'll take care of the alarm. I'll go make sure everything's fine. Don't send anybody. She shows up, and there's like 3 cop cars in the parking lot, and like 4 or 5 cops just standing in the foyer. And she's like, "God damn it." So she goes, "Everything okay?" And they're like, "We haven't gone in yet." And she's like, "Why?" Apparently, one of the cops went up the outside, they were called servant stairs.
Yeah.
Was going through the windows, checking the windows, and he got to one of the windows, and one of the dress forms slid in front of the window and was staring at him, and he's like, "Nope." So we're going to wait until she shows up, and then we'll go clear it. Apparently, she had to bribe them with ice cream to get them to even go inside, because they were, she said to me, the cop told her, "I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never been startled." That's not a word people typically use, especially cops.
Yeah.
But he was mortified. So they eventually went in, did their clear and checks. I don't know, is that what they're called? Check and clear.
Yeah.
Corner, boom, boom.
To clear the
Everything's
house.
good. Cleared the house. Thank you. You were just gonna let me keep going. weren't
Oh
you?
yeah, I was wondering how many boom boom check check.
They got
Howdy howdy.
They got up to that room, and all the dress forms were where they were supposed to be. None of them were in front of the window. No one had gone in. The building was locked. They didn't encounter anybody while they were going through. Come a couple months later, I think it was when we actually went back to investigate. She told us this story. I'm going up to the dress room, taking baseline photos of everything before the investigation because I was bored. About an hour later, Nathan and I, Rick's oldest son, had decided, oh, we're going to go set up stationary GoPros everywhere. He went downstairs and set them all up. It's still during the day.
Yeah.
Granted, so I'm not scared to go off by myself. And I've been there quite a few times. I go up into that room. I get about halfway into that room, hear something go behind me, and I was like, thinking, oh, Nathan
Set a camera.
set a camera up, came in behind me. I turn around, and the dress that's near the entrance had turned, moved about 3 feet into the room, and was staring at me. And I was like, my first thought was, like, Nathan's screwing with me. He's going to jump out and scare me at any point. So I yell, "Nathan!" And I hear downstairs, I was, needless to say, I set the camera up, I took a picture, and I went down the service stairs.
You didn't put it back?
No. Fuck no. So, since then, the dress forms have supposedly moved quite a bit. I'll put pictures up here right now of the baseline picture and the picture that I took after I heard the noise, and see what everybody thinks. To me, I'd like to get your guys' interpretation. To me, it has to be paranormal, right? For something to have moved that much and rotated. Like, it couldn't have been like
Vibrations
or something like that, because I mean, it actually physically rotated. What are your guys' thoughts? Cool story, bro.
Yeah,
Story,
because you didn't film it, you didn't take pictures beforehand.
right. So you had no
Have you seen the pictures?
beforehand or afterwards?
Both of them.
As he breaks out the book. That's available on Amazon or our website.
So,
So this was the picture before.
mm-hmm,
This was the picture after I heard the noise.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's moved probably 2 or 3 feet, and it's in the doorway and looking at me.
And he'll put those pictures up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think there's a natural explanation?
There's always a natural explanation. Vibrations, earthquake, you moving it to get the photo.
Overactive imagination, not noticing.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. No, I didn't.
I know.
But you okay? So, God, I feel like I'm the jerk when I do this.
Oh, you were. Go ahead.
I got it on camera.
Yes,
Yeah,
you were.
hey, motherfucker, I got it on camera.
No, you haven't. Where it should have been in a picture where it was, and anybody can just move it, take a picture, and then take another picture and moving it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're
And
saying.
I'm not saying you're that guy because I don't think you're that guy.
No, I would never do that.
I just no. I don't think no. Absolutely. But I know how excited you get, and
I wasn't excited.
I've investigated that place 2 or 3 times. I personally never had anything paranormal happen to me with the time I spent there.
But you know,
Except, maybe a couple K2 hits or something like
We had
that.
that static ring answer us multiple times.
yeah. Yeah,
And then we had the
Yeah,
K2 with the.
But that's equipment. I mean, I didn't see nothing with my eyes. I didn't hear nothing. I tried to make it, and I'm not saying it's not haunted. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just, I let me give you a story. We were investigating, and you and Jordan got some really excited that this mannequin moved, and then we got it, and it moved. And I'm like, really? Yeah. I go, well, guess what? I have a GoPro up there right on. Let's go check it out and see if it moved. It didn't move.
It didn't.
No.
Okay.
And you guys were just so excited that it did.
I just saw movement out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah. So, but I do remember, like, well, I got a GoPro up there,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to call you out, especially during this, but it's just people get excited and they have a vision in their mind where things should be or how things should be, and it's not that way, and they think, oh crap, this is what happened.
So how do you explain that in the case of having pictures of the way they're supposed to be?
That you could have had a place one there and put it over.
He's saying that
That I
the
moved it.
pictures. There,
I'm not saying you moved it. I'm just saying
that would be a logical explanation.
Yeah.
So the
Which
K2
means-
hits that were 3 foot high in the middle of the room.
that was compelling. I definitely not normal because let's be honest, there was no power source in that. If I remember that correctly,
there was nothing
no plugs, no outlets or anything. There was no
electrical
No current
on the
in
walls
that
that we
room.
could find, and
But
that
it
one
wasn't
was
paranormal?
that's.
Well, I said it was not normal.
So if it's not normal, it's para, meaning not normal, paranormal.
It could have been us movements picking up static electricity with
3 foot
over
over.
feet. That's
That was hardwood floors.
yeah.
That's
I remember that, and
because all 3 of us were in there. Your 2 sons and me and you.
Yeah.
And it because it wasn't here, it wasn't down here. It was in the middle.
Right
of the
there.
room, which was very odd to get a K2, without a radio signal or something.
and
then
then we worked on that for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like we were probably in that room for over an hour trying
to
to.
figure out where, because it
How's
did
this
just
happening?
disappear. Because it was there for a while, and then it just disappeared. And then in that ballroom area, we sat down, and you had your static. It wasn't a REM pod. It was your static one where you had to put your hands, and it was lighting up and going around when we weren't around it.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's footage of that. I think that was on your camera.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
I probably saw. I still have it on my digital recorder, which
we made.
No, you
try
told me
go
to
through-
delete everything off of it.
That means you have it at some point. You backed it all up, right?
No, he said that he took everything off and deleted it.
never deleted anything.
You told me to delete it the last time you handed it to
I
me.
didn't have everything on it, so that's why. So
So if we did have evidence, it's no longer there. And this is how the story goes.
no,
I said, there's 7 files on here, folders, and you're like, it's okay.
well, yeah. The only stuff I
He was worried about the other folders. It was an IR camera.
No, this is not the voice recorder.
no, he is talking about the hard camera. I know what he's talking about. Yeah, you're talking about the digital recorder.
Yeah, the voice report. No, we didn't. Well, I don't. You know what? I think we did do an EVP, but I don't think we went back and listened to it.
We did.
We were more impressed with the fact that something on the static,
Right, and a moving target as far as K2. Now,
but not paranormal.
I don't.
Because we had
This is
happen both
fun.
times. Both times we investigated, we had very similar events. Now, I will give you.
Because
Yes,
there was
we-
children, right? Was there? What's the history of the children?
yeah, there was 2 children. They had the children's room off to the side.
And did they pass or what was it? What was it?
I don't
Just
remember.
if they
I think one of them died.
from like pneumonia or
John,
because they get the horse rocking. We had some cat ball pits while we were over there, as everybody was sitting on the floor, so we weren't moving around, and they lit up by toys.
like one of the apparitions that is known to be down in the parlor is John. I think his name was John William.
Well, that's the one. That's also Rick was telling me somewhere there's footage of on the GoPro of the mist going up the wall, up the stairs,
which
and
we
we've
caught on
seen-
my GoPro. Because you came over like the next day.
Yeah, we looked at it,
We watched.
but it's not
footage.
paranormal.
Well, we don't. Well, it was a light. that we saw go up.
Yeah,
And we were like, was that from the outside? I don't think so.
not the way the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but it
There's
just,
a lot of compelling evidence that
There
there's
is,
something
there
going
is.
on. Like I said, but we didn't physically get anything moved more than than a cat ball rocking. But we definitely had it. So what you're saying is, if we didn't have any electronic devices with us, we wouldn't have had any idea whether or not
Something was going on.
For sure.
But we got on the Ovilus. I mean,
well, that's to me, that's the most compelling piece of evidence from the times that we
yeah.
invested. And I know you were there 100 times, but we invested is what you got, what you and your sister got doing that session, right?
Yeah, because she came down. She was getting a vision of a hat maker. What was funny about
Well,
that,
tell me about your sister. I mean,
okay, so my sister, she's my older sister. The hospital wouldn't take her, so we grew up in a haunted house. She has things flashing in her mind of
images.
images of paranormal stuff. Usually, things try to talk to her, and I'm gonna prelude. So she has that. Generally, I see stuff out of the corner of my eyes, or I feel something. That's just. I mean, we just grew up that way. That was how things were.
And you think this? I'm not trying to skip ahead, but do you think this came from your family, like from your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother's side.
I'm not trying to put words
Yeah,
in
no,
your mouth.
my
I'm just trying to.
grandmother was known as an old soul. She had a bunch of past family members would always come by and check in on her, or let her know that hey, somebody is having problems in the family. She would call them
Or ask about you
Yeah.
or something like that.
But to lead up to this, she is upstairs with my wife and a few other people. I am down. I can't remember if Larry was there, but it was me and Rick talking. We're talking about equipment. And we brought up the Ovilus. And I'm like, oh, you have one of those? He's like, yeah. He goes, the bad thing, and he turned it on. He goes, the bad thing with it is, how does a ghost know what words to really
Associate-
yeah,
pull out
associate?
that
Yeah, how would a ghost really know? He goes, it's interesting. He goes, but I don't know if there's anything really scientific about it other than just EMF and you're correlating things. So maybe 15 minutes later, after we've just discussed it, the Ovilus is on. My sister comes down, and I think it's the black dress that was up there that she was talking about.
It was.
The small black dress.
The small black dress. She was like, I kept on getting images of like a hatter, like that was having issues, and the Ovilus goes mercury.
That's how they used to bend.
They used a mercury sulfate or something to help, and that's where the Mad Hatter comes from. Is they get mercury poisoning over time, and it does make you go nuts.
Yeah.
Even Rick was like, I've never seen that same mercury.
I don't think that word's programmed.
Even if it is, the correlation from hat to mercury is a pretty big. Because she didn't say mad, she just said she was getting the, and that even threw Rick off a little bit. That it would say mercury. I'm like, yeah, Mad Hatter. She's like, yeah, exactly. It's something that would, whoever made it was having mental issues, is what she was trying to explain.
So to me, that was the most compelling evidence that
Something intelligent.
something paranormal with intelligence is happening at that place. Was that piece there from the couple times that I did that? Yeah.
I do remember I think it was the first time we were ever there. Rick was by himself down in that little adjunct room, that we would always use as like base camp or whatnot. And he saw a guy in like old style like ruffle shirt clothing standing there staring at him, and just walked into the dining room and towards the stairs. And Rick's like, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" And started walking after him, and the guy just disappeared.
Did Rick see him disappear?
No,
he
He was just gone.
Yeah, he went to follow him into the dining room, and the guy was continuing.
Yeah, I never heard that story. That's cool.
He also saw a little boy
close
standing.
friends.
He also saw.
Fair enough. Not clients.
Yeah, the guy. So where the restrooms are,
Mhm.
in between that room and the dining room, the guy walked into the restrooms, and supposedly that was where the servant pantry
That's what the
was.
servant route was for
because
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
he also saw a little boy standing in that doorway to the dining room as he was in that room that same night, and that little boy is the one that walked towards the stairs, and Rick went to go chase him, and he was just gone.
One experience with me that,
Thought it was you didn't have any experiences.
well, and I'm not saying it's paranormal, but I'll throw it into what you said. You know where we have the little classes before we started the investigation.
Yeah, that's
something
Yeah.
outside.
So, and then when you go into the other room, like the dining area or whatever, that little threshold,
Yeah.
I remember going through there and getting really lightheaded. I'm like,
that was the servant
And
pass through area.
I didn't know if
The floor.
we're off balance or it was me or maybe I just got up too quickly or whatever.
Well, I mean,
You
at
know.
your age.
So that's interesting.
Keep in mind that was 8 years ago. You're younger.
Yeah, I was a young buck.
So that's interesting because that corridor was the separation from the old house and the new house.
To the extension, yeah, the Adam.
So you could have been.
And I asked Rick, I go, Rick, do people ever say anything about, getting lightheaded or feeling, vertigo when they pass this threshold? And I think he said some.
A lot of people get dizzy and disoriented when they're in when they step into the children's room upstairs. Something, I think the floor was off.
Yeah, there's,
I
like,
could
there's
see
a
that.
slight lean in
And-
that room, but
Of all the classes we did, most people would say when they walk into that room, they just get like
That was my favorite room
dizzy.
of the whole place.
Hmm.
I think you and your wife and myself, we spent a lot of
yeah.
time in that room.
well, because we're getting cat ball hits and K 2-meter responses in that room.
Was it one of you guys that was in the room with me when the cabinet opened up and the little stroller rolled across the room?
That may have been my wife. I think I was thinking.
I think it was your wife. That was weird.
That's the one. Tell me the story.
So I think it was just vibrational, and that cabinet didn't latch very well. But that the little, so when you walk into the room, there was a crib to the left, and then the beds were over here, and that big armoire with the mirror in front of you.
Mhm.
There was a little cabinet that had doors on the bottom.
Oh yeah,
To the left.
yeah.
That door just like opened up, and it opened up, I guess, far enough that it pushed one of the baby strollers halfway across the room. It was like a little baby stroller like this big.
That's
No, there's baby stroll.
there's a really good piece of
Toy stroller.
historical property in that building, right?
Yeah, there's actually a mirror in the
Which
master
people see
bedroom.
stuff in from time to time.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was owned
I didn't
by.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
that's one of the stories that was told was that they
If you look into it, you see, or if you sit in the chair next to
yeah
it,
you'll see some, like, you'll feel like somebody standing next to you and you look up and there's
Oh, really?
somebody in the,
But it was owned by Mary Lincoln Todd's sister, which they were known.
tragic family.
They were known to have gifts.
So I mean, if they're still doing tours, right? Or did they stop?
They stopped.
They stopped.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've got. So we can go on for a while if you want.
Yeah, we can keep on going. But I did want to bring up. Hopefully, we've talked with Rick Parks, and hopefully we'll be able to have him on sometime soon. Be able to sit down and just talk about all the places he's investigated. But that one, since that was, they said that was the pre-Chumming with the Spirits.
That and the
Yeah.
Longview, I think, are the ones that we did the most.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for what he had going on with True Ghost Stories, he would easily have been probably sitting here and been a fourth member of the podcast.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his wisdom and common sense approach to investigating or
Instead of just being a dick, yeah, it was amazing.
well, no, he's a dick. Yeah.
But he uses common sense to prove it.
He you prove that he's a dick. I can tell you, yeah. But no, I just like his approach on a lot of things.
No, I mean, he's done it enough times that he's at the point of season, like,
Didn't get too excited.
yeah, you want to make sure everything's set up and, you have all your equipment, you double check your equipment.
Yeah.
Make sure Parachum puts it all out and it's taking notes,
Yeah. So, I mean, the first time we were ever there, we had a stationary static DVR cabled camera in the main foyer with the stairwell. And at, I believe it was 10:46, 12:56, and 1:56 in the evening and in the AM, you see a white mist like pass across the camera. We went back the next day because we saw that. We tried everything in the books, you know, car lights, condensation from AC units turning on and kicking off, flashlights. I mean, we literally tried a dozen things that we could think that would explain that, and none of them matched. But that to me lends towards residual. That
Yeah,
it's
when it's
happening
consistently at a certain time.
at a certain time. It's never happened since, and I don't think we ever went back on the exact same day of the year, which would be an interesting correlation if that happens. But that parlor room that's right to the left of the stairwell was notorious for having stuff happen in it. That was
Which is right below the children's room.
which is right below the children's room.
Right.
Of all the rooms in the house, that would probably be the only one I wouldn't want to sit by myself in the dark.
Really?
Yeah, there's
I
something.
found it very peaceful in that room.
Something's off in that.
Something like parachumming that way.
Yeah. Actually, one of the first classes we did, we had a paranormal class from Johnson County Community College come out and sit through our paranormal class presentation, and then we allowed them to investigate. We went into that room, and I was like, "Hey, does anybody want to sit in here by themselves?" One girl was like, "Yeah, I'll do it," and she's like, "But you'll be close," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just sit in a chair right outside the door." She didn't last 10 seconds.
Really?
No. I closed that door, sat down in the chair.
The
And I
minute the
hear-
door closes, is the realization that you're
Yeah.
just like,
I hear, "Oh my God!" And she comes running out, crying. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's been literally less than a minute. What happened? She's like, "I sat down, and I all of a sudden heard sobbing, and I looked, and there was a little kid crouched in the corner doing this." And then it stood up, and she's like, she
Wow.
jolted out of that room.
That's cool. That's a great story.
yeah, she didn't catch my camera.
Yeah.
Well,
She was
Great story.
She was mortified. She left. Like, she didn't stay for the rest of the investigation.
I mean, to be fair, if you really weren't a believer and you get a full body apparition,
I'd be curious to find out if she finished the semester.
Because I mean, that's some of the things that we talked about that we don't cover as much. Full body apparition is like the holy grail. It's so rare that people like you'll catch a corner of your eye.
And then, not to mention that it's a kid, which may not have been a spirit.
Yeah.
But with the
Some
history of
place,
that, you
yeah.
would think so. But what? I would want to stay in that room. I would want to camp in that room to see
Yeah,
if
if
that.
you're a non-believer,
And it stands up.
and then it's stopped and stands up, and you can see through it. That
No,
that's almost as much as getting punched.
She said it wasn't. It looked like a physical kid.
Solid.
So,
Solid.
which is even more terrifying, in my opinion. So,
You're afraid of kids.
yeah, who's not?
Oh yeah.
They smell. They
They
cause
say that one of the happiest things is hearing the laughter of your child,
Yeah.
unless you don't have children.
But we've caught EVPs, in that
Whistles.
place, whistles.
And you have a lot of this evidence, right?
Yeah, a lot of it's on our website.
Uh huh.
It's
Is
just
the website still up? Spooks?
our
Oh,
website.
our website.
Yeah.
I was just.
Chumming with the Spirits.
I was just clarifying.
No, it's not.
Chumming with the Spirits podcast.com has some of the evidence from those, and has our evidence from the Sally House. And as we go investigate more of those are going to get put up there.
So one
Since we can't capture orbs in fields while we're UFO hunting.
well, we're not expecting to see orbs.
I am now.
Well, I think it's a lesson like learn to expect everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If going looking for Bigfoot, look for creatures.
Yeah.
Look for ghostly figures.
UFOs.
Make sure everybody has a camera.
So a couple of other interesting little facts about the Harris-Kearney House is they have a lot of artifacts, right?
Yes. The whole house has been filled with
In
period correct time frame.
in the parlor room, I want to say it was Geronimo's hatchet is in there.
I don't remember that.
Me either.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It might not have been Geron. Who was the other famous?
Crazy
Sitting Bull.
Sitting Bull.
I'm pretty sure it was Geronimo.
Hmm.
I'll have to look into that. But in that main little
I thought he was in the
adjunct
Dakotas.
rooms. Huh?
I thought he was in the Dakotas area. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I may be wrong on the name, but it was a famous
Indian.
Indian that it was his hatchet or knife or something.
Oh, that's great.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In that main little adjunct room, they have an old antique map of Kansas City that has like hand drawn pictures of locations. And I remember staring at that one day while Rick was doing his class because I had heard all of those stories like 1,000 times and was like, fuck my life. But Kansas City, Missouri, called the Crystal Palace, and it was like a castle. And I have done hours upon hours upon hours of research to try to figure out where it is. I've even gone to the location on the map where it's at, and it's just an empty field. I would be curious for us to find out what that was, because this was drawn in like the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
They had like one skyscraper on the map downtown. That was
It's still impressive for 1800s if there was anything above
like,
10 stories.
Yeah.
The late 1800s. Well, it was like I think like a 4 or 5 story building. That was a skyscraper back then. Yeah. I'd be curious to find out if we can figure out the mystery behind the Crystal Palace,
Cool.
or if you guys have ever heard of it.
No.
I heard of Corn Palace.
I might actually even have a picture
of the map.
on my.
If he does, he'll put it up on
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So, what are your guys' thoughts?
Well, somebody doesn't think there's anything paranormal there, but you know,
I'm just saying nothing really paranormal happened to me. I'm not saying it's not
other than the
paranormal.
equipment, you know.
But that could be anything. You know, it
No,
just
it can't be anything. 'cause
it can't. It can't.
Hey, that was the static
Could be batteries going bad. I mean,
Yeah, you went back
twice.
twice.
well, because I was having fun, and I was into it, you know, and I did it for a reason, and then another opportunity came up where I could bring family and stuff like that, and
Which was up last night.
well, I brought my buddy Ken came out there as well, and no, it was a good
I
time.
remember Ken. Ken was a good dude.
Ken is a good dude. He is a good
We
dude.
need to get him out on the road.
If he's physically able to do it, yeah, for sure.
We'll carry you, Ken. I'll carry you.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I mean, we are looking for locations to do the chumming and coloring events.
Yeah.
You know, we just released our new coloring book, Chumming With The Spirits, and I am trying to put together some events at some haunted locations that we can have a few spirits, do some coloring, and then do investigations. While people are coloring, we can talk about some of the pages, some of our past experiences as investigations. While
Nice.
people are having some pizza and enjoying with some custom coloring books, and then once it gets later, we'll go investigate the location that we're at.
So, in your guys' opinion, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I want you to give me your honest answers. All right. First off, if you were to rank this location on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10, from 0 being the
Non.
least, non,
No, not
Ten.
activity.
bad,
Ken's bad.
like
10 is the most haunted,
Okay.
where you know
Like,
you're getting
you
possessed.
pissed yourself.
Okay.
Like, what would you rank it?
Go ahead.
I would say probably a 4 or 5 because I think there's activity there.
Same.
If it's below, to me, 3 is like, was that the house settling, or I mean, it's non.
I would give it a 5.
Yeah, I think 5 is like the middle ground. Like maybe residual, but there's something that's repeatable. Because that was the other thing for me was like, had I gone there just once and got that activity, I'd probably chalk it up as maybe a 2 or 3. We went back, we got very similar activity. That makes me look at it as okay, it's repeatable. And then I mean, because let's be honest, most haunted sites and locations are places that other people also go and get similar results. So you're getting corroboration from other groups without people talking. That's why certain houses make the top 5 list. Even if they don't feel like they're that haunted, or people have nightmares. Either way, yeah, it's hard to say.
Some people fall asleep.
Which is pretty odd for a haunted location for you.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah,
odd.
that's paranormal. That's
Itself, yeah, I
for
don't believe
sure. For sure.
What about you?
I'm gonna
Don't butcher it.
the lead poisoning, the
mercury
poison, if you will. Well, little activity that I saw that I could, if it was paranormal, I would say 4 at
Oh,
most.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say 1.
No, I think 4. It was not overwhelming because we've been to locations, all of us have. That's just overwhelming. And
Yeah,
you
It'd
see
be very
stuff.
hard to deny, yeah.
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 So,
Melbourne would be that.
me, I can say, I think 4 is a good grade. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good entry level that'd be worth going back to verify at some point in time.
That's my next question. If we were ever able to get back in, would you guys go?
I think ease of getting there and
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that add on to that. The fact that it's in our backyard.
Yeah.
It's one of our first locations that we got to go to. Just from a nostalgia point, I'd go back.
Cool. So, if you guys have any information of experiences that you've had, please let us know. Shoot us an email on our
Throw
website.
it in the comments so we
Throw it
can
in the
get with you and we can talk about it. It is in our backyard. We, like I said, it's one of our early investigations as a group.
And just from a historical standpoint, it is literally the oldest house in Kansas City, Missouri. 1858, I believe, is the 1858 Harris-Kearney House.
Because it predates the Civil War.
Yep.
so that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, was there anything in the house that made you jump besides that one time, or?
Oh, I knew you would ask me that.
Yes.
That was
No, there were a couple of things that
It won't hit the fan, by the way.
maybe the downdraft is too much.
Downdraft's too much.
There is a couple of things that made me question stuff. But nothing that really terrified me, if that makes sense. Like when you talk about terrified, the Malvern Manor.
Which we haven't done as a group.
I mean, that place.
we
terrifies
do need to figure out a time. I think that would be a great location for a Chumming and coloring event.
Oh, okay.
big in the kids' room coloring.
Because
I will with you.
I'm working with some other paranormal groups, and I'm hoping at some point that we'll be able to do the Garnet, Melbourne.
Garnet wouldn't be big enough to have a coloring event.
That one, because it's so remote, it's not. I mean, it's down there. We were talking about it. It'd probably only be like 3 to 4 people.
Yeah,
It's not. It'd be a very small private group to do the Garnet. Same with
Malvern, we could probably have like 30 people do the coloring event.
But then eventually maybe sleeper mortuary, any place that we can get more people in. Like eventually if they ever open up the Harris-Kearney House again, we can get at least 5 to 6 people in there.
Yeah, I'll have to reach out to Elena and see.
Are they still doing tours?
I don't believe just like history tours,
Yeah.
like that stuff. But I don't think paranormal.
Do they do events? Like would we be able to rent it out for an
Because they used to do events during Halloween, I thought.
Well, Apex Elijah took over the investigations, and I think they, when Vale and all that other stuff, the big old Wagner house, all that stuff shut down. I think it's around them in the time
they stopped doing it.
they stopped doing it too. But I'll look into it and see if it's a possibility.
Yeah, we're always something for us to be able to do a live show at, especially in Kansas City. I mean, worst case, we could check out the Vale Mansion, see if we can get in there.
So, thank you for watching this episode. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Hopefully you enjoyed the jump scare for Parachum.
And me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me too. Twice. 3 times.
So until the next time that we chum.
Stay chumming. Be safe. I guess we're not going to do the breathalyzers
Yeah.
because we can go on so long.
No whacking.
No whacking. That's
all
only
we say.
Wednesdays.
I can do the breathalyzer. I got it right here.
Now hurry up. Blow, man, blow.
I'm first. I'm in on the breathalyzer.
Yeah. Do you have a battery in it?
You really been drinking of.
Well, you had all the Fireball.
Nope.
No battery. Of course. I asked him if he's got batteries in it. Yeah, of course.
Go off and kiss my ass.
Why you bring me into it? I ain't gonna shit. It's too much.
Do you
Like,
need help on the blood part?
look, too much. It's too much like your face anyway. Well, I don't want to kiss it.
It's the wrong lid. So that's pretty big.
Fingers on the trigger.
All right.
I got curtain control.
So it triggered it. Give us just 1 second and we'll each breathalyze. Here, let me drink the rest of mine. Drink first.
We're not using the same one.
No, I've got different tips.
Just the tip.
Just so. Oh. Get out of water.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, blow, man, blow. Why is he
Flick
blowing?
it, and when it starts the 10-second countdown, it'll let go of the button.
It's not doing countdown.
You just turned it off because you held it too long.
He said click it, not hold it.
Go, blow. Until it beeps.
That's all I got.
It's not going to register because you didn't blow long enough.
Get a maintain
Blow
a glow.
for 10 seconds. This might be a video of himself teaching these guys how to blow.
There he goes. 0.06. 0.06.
Yeah, you're legally intoxicated.
Oh wow. I felt fine.
0.06. Yeah, we got a chart somewhere.
Right here. It's in there. So Dave was a 0.06 after having one shot.
Yeah, there should be.
So the results.
Man, you really freaking sopped that thing up.
He's 0.06 AC. We'll have to look up. We'll have to Google. Oh, you didn't blow long enough.
Almost there. Give it one more second.
Oh, there's no.
There it's done.
I'm 0.10.
The bottom number is 0.1.
That's why it's beeping so much.
You can't hear that beeping?
That's a problem, Dave.
Well, I know I need hearing aids.
All right, so you'll
Just
click. You know how to use.
so you just turned it off.
No, it turns itself off after every time. God, that's nasty, Dave. Yours is all like white and chunky. Look, there are like white chunks and stuff in it.
I'm dying of lung cancer, dude. What do you expect?
Is it counting down again?
No, that did 0.01.
No. Man, I'm a lightweight.
I drank all that gym too.
Wow.
The Fireball and gym.
So, theoretically, I'm drunk. Dave's tipsy, and Jeremy's just an anomaly.
Yeah, JD.
JD's an anomaly. And I took my batteries.
Because I'm all out. Other people,
I haven't even done my
Still
Jeremy
working on
shot.
yeah, some people are still working on theirs.
So, until next time, thanks
Be
for
safe.
watching.